We are recording. Okay, the first thing that I want to say, that I will always say, you should not be spending all day on your phone. If you feel burnt out, if you feel exhausted, if you have those like callus that I used to get when I was in my old company on my pinky from holding my phone for too long, we need to talk, okay? Because 9 out of 10 times when you are constantly working or constantly on your phone on social media, you're not actually being proactive, right? You're scrolling, you're getting sucked into things, you're watching videos, you're not actually producing action into your business. And that's something I used to do when I felt like I hadn't signed somebody in long enough, where I was like, oh, I need an enrollment, or I need to do this, or I need to do this. I would get in this lack mindset and feel like I was scrambling on social media, but nothing was being produced from it. And this is something that I spoke about at conference also, is working in the nooks and crannies of your day. You guys know that. So I'm going to walk you through my routine. If I look down, like I said, I have notes, and just kind of explain how I fit this into my day. And if you have a full-time job, if you have lots of kids, if you have 2 jobs, whatever your situation may be, there's no reason that you can't fit this into your schedule. Right? I understand that I'm home full time and some people are like, well, it's just not reasonable. It is. I've made it so that anybody can fit it into their schedule. So the bulk of my day, the bulk of my work is done in my morning routine. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I get a lot of stuff done in the morning, but I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do in the morning. And by the time I finish this, I feel accomplished. And that's what my goal is. I want to feel like I've connected with people. I want to feel like I'm bringing people into my inbox, and I want to feel like I've put that work in, because I'm still somebody that loves the grind. I love working hard. I love feeling like I've accomplished something. So I'm in bed. I'm right here. I wake up. The first thing that I do, and what I suggest, if you are not in our book club, if you're not reading the gratitude book, you need to read it. There's no reason for you not to be reading it. It's a simple read. It's like 2 pages a day. And that's changed a big part of my morning routine and my business as a whole, with how many potentials I have, the people that I sign, all of that. So the first thing that I do is I sit up in bed and I take a moment. Katie will always preach on this. Do not grab your phone. I did that forever and ever and ever. But what I've noticed is that, and they touched on this in the last training, I can instantly be put in a bad mood. I can instantly be stressed. I can instantly go into that like crap mindset right away. If there's a message that I don't want to read, if somebody else is being negative, if it's something negative on my newsfeed, I don't grab my phone. So my phone is face down charging. I sit up. I stretch my back. I'm telling you guys everything. And I look at my gratitude rock. So if you're not doing the gratitude thing, you'd be like, why are you looking at a rock? Read the book. I say a couple things out loud to set the tone for my day. And then I get out of bed. I used to rush out of bed. I used to be aggravated because my dogs were being a-holes and they were being crazy and scratching and barking. And I'm like, why am I up right now? But instead, I thank the good Lord that I woke up for another day, that I can go and tackle my day, and that it's going to be incredible. So after I do that, I walk to the kitchen and I do my 3 steps. Here is another one of my tricks. Every single morning, you'll see one part of my 3-step on my story. I will take the picture or the boomerang, but I won't go and post it right away, because then I'm sucked in, right? I'm scrolling, I'm on Instagram, I'm looking at that. So I'll take a picture of my capsules or a boomerang or whatever, and then I'll put my phone down. So I do my 3 steps, and then I will sit down on my couch or in bed, wherever I want to be that morning, and I do my gratitude list. So whether you're journaling, praying, writing stuff down, I go through that, say 10 things I'm grateful for, which again is from the book. And then I do some form of self-development. So whatever book I'm reading, if you like podcasts, if you like anything, I have to get my mind straight before I jump into social media, before I start to pour into other people, answer messages and all that. So make sure in whatever capacity it works for you that you're doing something, right? Let's say you're rushing out the door in the morning and you have to go to work. Wake up 20 minutes earlier, right? Take that time for yourself. I know it may seem like it's awful. You're not going to die. I promise you're going to be fine. Like the 20 minutes is not going to make or break your day. And if you're rushing, listen to a podcast in the shower, form and gel this into your day. And if you can get in a consistent routine, it's going to help. So even though I don't have to be up at a specific time or my days look different and I'm traveling, I do the same thing every single morning. So I do that, gratitude, self-development, whatever it may be. And the next thing that I personally hop to is my planner, because I am somebody where if I don't write it down, my head is like scrambled eggs, and I'm thinking of like 87,000 different things I have to do, and I have to run this errand, and I have to follow up with this person, and I need to do this, and I need to do this. Like my head is just like going. I have to put it out of my head and put it on paper and write my to-do list in my calendar. I get asked a lot which one I use. I have an Erin Condren. I've used Erin Condren since I was in high school. It is a little bit pricey. You don't need to spend that much on a planner. You can go to Target, but I mean, it has llamas on it, and I think it's really cute. So that's my planner. For me, it sparks joy. I like to open it up. I write down what I have to do that day. And once I have done that, that's when I'll pick up my phone. Okay. So I have got my 3-step in. I have got, can't say there's llamas on it, guys. It's really cute. It's my favorite. So at that point, my brain is right. I've done my self-development. I've written down my gratitude. I've taken my 3-step. I've taken that time for me, whether that's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you need. Make time for yourself in the morning. Now, when I open my phone, what do I do? The first thing I will do is probably go upload that story of my 3-step really quick. I'll throw that up there so the world knows that I'm awake, I'm kicking, I'm good to go. And I will go right into birthdays. I know a lot of us do that. Some of you may not. I say happy birthday to every single person whose birthday it is every day without fail. For me, I think it's just something nice to do. I appreciate when people say happy birthday to me, but it also opens up the lines of communication for me with people. So 9 out of 10 times when I go to say happy birthday to somebody, well, sometimes it's that I had cold messaged them in the past, so I get really uncomfortable and I try to delete the message. So, but we've had some form of contact most of the time. It's either somebody I went to high school with, it's somebody I had contacted in my old business, it's somebody that's reached out to me about Thrive products. It reopens that line of communication without you having to constantly follow up or reach out to people who didn't ask you to. For me, it's just kind of like an open door. Sometimes it'll just say thank you. That's most of the time. But other times it'll be like, oh yeah, hey, Ann, I had asked you about that sample, or we talked about that. So that is just me, a way that I do reach outs, I guess, that you could say. Like I said, post on my story. And then that's when I'll hop into my messages. I normally I message it to them personally. I don't post it on their wall. I like send it in Messenger because then they answer more likely, if that makes sense. Okay. So once I do that, I will respond to my messages. It's messages from you guys, messages from sidelines, and then messages from potentials and stuff like that. Whatever came in overnight, I will go through and I will answer that. And then I will do any follow-ups that I have to do. If you haven't watched Shay's video on the team page, she did a really good one on this on her 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and what she does. And my stuff is very similar to that. But basically what I do with follow-ups is anybody new that I talk to every day, I write in my phone. So like that, let's say they've reached out or they've asked me for information on something or they voted on a poll and we started talking. If we've had back and forth communication and that conversation has started, they go into my calendar on my phone. So like if you look, this was Tuesday. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. You see those little boxes? I just write down every person's name. So a lot of times it's like Instagram names, it's stuff that I can't remember. I will write them down the day I talk to them. So the next morning when I wake up, I know to go check back in with those people. I can see where the conversation's left off, who I need to follow up with, because I'm not a person that heavily follows up. Like I don't do follow up Friday. I'm not doing it like consistently, but when the conversation starts, a lot of the time, like people will forget to answer. I'll forget to answer. I'll have like sent maybe an opportunity video that they were going to watch that night. It's just a good way to check back in and for me to know who I'm in contact with. So that day I did talk to a lot of new people because I had a poll up. So in the morning, after I respond to my messages, I will go and follow up with those people, see if anybody has questions, see if anybody's interested, see where it's at. If people don't answer you, it's okay. You don't have to message them 100 times. You don't have to keep going. Like I said, I'll follow up the day after or the day after that, like just to see where the conversation is. But after that, I really only follow up if like we have big sales or deals going on, something that is what they were interested in, but I don't do it all the time. But the next morning I always do. Okay, I get a lot of questions on this of how do I follow up? Stop overcomplicating it. Stop trying to make it a script. For me, I literally just click the voice message button and I follow up. And it's not like, hey girl, I know that we talk. I'm just like, I just talk to them as if they were sitting next to me, right? I'm like, did you get a chance to watch that opportunity video? I'd love to answer any questions you have. Like I said, it's normally a continuation of the conversation. So don't overcomplicate it. Be natural. Because if you get weird and salesy, then they're going to get weird and then it's not going to go anywhere. So I just keep it very me. I'm like, hey girl, like, let me know if you have any more questions. If you, watch that video, if you needed to sit, like, I follow up with what we were talking about. Yes. So that is something different that I've been doing, that I write their names down in my phone. I was doing it in my planner, but especially on days where I talk to a lot of people, the way that this planner is set up, there's not a ton of room on each day. And I feel like personally with my follow-ups, it's just easier to do in my phone because I can set alarms that will notify me. So like if somebody's going to order on a certain day, or they told me to check back in at that day, that's when I look. So I just started to put the people I talk to in my phone also. So once they're not in your calendar anymore, do you have a running list of who to follow up with when there's promos? So what I will do is on Friday or on Sunday at the end of the week, I will go back through the week and see everybody that I had written down each day and check back in. Sometimes people don't respond, right? Or maybe it was like a 2-message conversation they stopped answering. I leave that personally. If you don't want to, if you want to follow up, that's totally up to you. So I will take the names that I've had continual conversation with, or that they want to order at a certain date, or they're getting together money, etc. And then I'll put them on my big follow-up list for when we have sales and stuff. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like I can collectively see who I talked to that week right on my calendar, and then who I'm going to bring with me into that follow-up list that I know is genuinely interested. Yes, I voice message everything all day long. Travis gets so mad. I talk to my phone all day long. He said the other day in the car, he's like, I know when you're talking shit about me because you start typing. And he's like, and you never type. He's like, so I know you're talking. And I'm like, you don't know that? Okay, hold on. Yes, so voice memoing. Yes. Okay, we do have a conversation video in the team page, and I can answer questions on conversations at the end. Also, yes, calendar on my phone and calendar there. Back to my morning. I'm going to lose track of stuff here. So I post on my story. I do the birthdays. I respond to messages. I do those follow-ups. It's sometimes 1, it's sometimes 5. It depends on the day. I just check back in, and then I engage or reply to stories. So Shay did that in her video too, and she goes through. That's a great checklist you can have, but I just like to go get active on social media, right? This is a social media business. It's relationship marketing. It's being social with people, right? So you have to be interacting. A lot of people are like, well, I want more comments on my post, or more likes on my post, or nobody votes on my polls. Are you voting on polls? Are you commenting on stuff? Like, I'm always in contact, like talking to people, enjoying that part of the business. And then, so engaging, responding to stories. And sometimes I'll have a post in the morning. Sometimes I won't. I don't have a posting schedule. I don't go through anything crazy. I post when I want to post, when I have a picture, when I have something I want to say, if I want to go live, etc. But if I have a post that I want to do, I will do that in the morning. So if you go through and look at that, right? I've done my gratitude. I've done my self-development. I've taken my 3-step. I've posted on my story. I've done birthdays. I have responded to my messages. I have followed up. I have engaged and responded to stories. I've maybe put a post up. You can literally do that in 30 minutes. I know that seems like a lot, but if you sit down and you get in a routine of doing this, it's so automatic to me that I don't think about it. So by the time, let's say that I woke up at 7 that day, by 8 or 7:45, like, I can be done. I would have gone and made my shake. I would have sat down. Like, you can fit this into your schedule. You just have to make time. And if you can have that chunk in the morning, getting active, right, in your mind, in your mindset, in your business, on social media, you feel accomplished already. And for me, I like that feeling, right? I'm on my stories. I may have gone on, like, I get a lot of questions too about like, well, what do you post on your stories all day? Well, you can watch my stories, but let's say if I post my 3 steps, sometimes I'll go to Pinterest if I have a spare minute and post something inspirational to empower, because that's a big part of why I show up on social media. I just start getting active. So if you can set out a half-hour time in the morning to start checking those things off your checklist, whether you're home full-time, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you have 1 job, 2 jobs, whatever it may be, you can have time for that. And if in the morning you can bump out all of that really, really fast, you're going to feel accomplished. Let me go through these before I go to the next thing. I need a phone calendar store. I don't do anything crazy. I literally just use the calendar on the iPhone, and I click on the day. And when like I add somebody's name in, I just click the plus thing, which I think is when you're supposed to like schedule times or what you're doing, but I just put people's name in it. And then I will set alerts and alarms to go off if I need them to. And I know even like Kelly uses like her Alexa, like if she has to do a sample or like follow up with somebody, she'll like have Alexa. I don't have an Alexa in my house, which might sound weird, but she like will have it remind her. You can set alarms on your phone, whatever you need that works with you, do that. Don't think you have to do things a certain way. Find what works for you. You know what I mean? Like I said, I change stuff all the time, but that has really helped me. Okay. I have a few girls who consistently vote on my polls for more information about the business and products, but they never respond when I check in with them. How should I go about that? So have they answered saying like, yes, I did mean to vote on it. I am interested. Yes. Okay. I can see you, Jamie. I continue to do it. See, Instagram's really cool because you can delete your DM. So sometimes I'll delete it if they say like, yes, I'm interested and they vote on another one and the conversation just gets weird. I'll like delete where I said like, hey, do you mean to vote on that poll again? If they really did mean to, but I always say to just give people grace with their time. I've had people watch me for 1 day, 1 month, 1 year. Like it's just about their story. And I find that as long as I know that I'm showing up every single day consistently, in their timing, it's going to happen, right? Like they're not going to forget about me. Like if they're interested and I'm showing up there every single day, when it's right for them, they'll be ready. I just stay in contact. And that's what I say with my follow-ups a lot too. A follow-up for me may just be going and engaging on their page, right? It doesn't have to be, hey, are you ready to buy? It's me staying in that relationship with them. Do you have a set time you wake up? It depends on the day. It depends. See, this is something I need to get better at. If I'm in a routine, yeah, when we travel, I get really, really messed up. I will say this past week when we went on vacation, it's not really vacation, but when we went to Texas, I was really, really good. I got up every single morning and I worked out. Like I made sure to get up before everybody else did. And that's my main goal. It's not that I have to have a specific time. I've worked really hard to have that time freedom to not have to set an alarm, but I personally do feel more productive, more energized. I get more done when I wake up early. So as long as I'm up before the rest of the house is up, which is just Travis, and that's really easy to beat because he sleeps in, and I have time for myself, I have time to sit alone, I know that I can get it done. I would say normally I'm up between 7 and 7:30. Some days I wake up at 10 and I don't know what planet I'm on, but I still do my morning routine when that happens. Have you found that there's a good time to post stories or posts where you get the most engagement? I have not. And I think that you can literally spin your wheels sideways crazy trying to figure this out. The algorithm, what times to post, engagement, like we don't know. Nobody knows. We're not Facebook. We're not Instagram. It's ever changing. I just feel like as long as I show up every day and I do my job and I feel like I provided empowerment and content and inspiration and I was myself, like as long as I know that I did that, I'm okay. I'm okay if one post gets less likes than the other. I'm okay if, a poll doesn't get a lot of story votes. It's okay. Like I can post something non-business related and I'll get like 300 votes on my poll. And then I post like an opportunity one and I get 4, but it's fine. You know what I mean? Like I know who I'm speaking to and the right person will be in front of me. So I don't stress about algorithm or times or anything. Obviously, like don't post at like 3 a.m, but I haven't found any specific formula. Yeah, I have a lot of people that join me that said they're very happy I didn't follow up with them every single week. And that's actually why they ended up joining me, because they didn't feel pressured. I was always there. At a split second, I would be there to talk if you're ready to talk, but I just don't like pressuring people. What are you saying is ridiculous that I do, Courtney?
I was saying, yes, she does. Even if she's at your house, my husband was like, there's some hot new blonde girl in our neighborhood. And he's like, and then I realized it was Emma running. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I'm asleep.
But I think, and this is what I want to say, and I read a quote on Pinterest the other day, and I read it out loud to Travis in the car, and I was like, wow, that's like really like gave me a aha moment. It said like, why are people like called, like why when people sleep in are they called lazy, but when they go to bed early, they're not? And I had never thought about it like that. Like it's not about the time of day, it's how you spend your time. So for me, yes, I'm more energized in the morning. I get more done if I wake up early. If I sleep in past everybody else, I feel unaccomplished. Like I feel like it ruins my like vibe for the day. Some people love to sleep. Courtney loves to sleep, and that's fine. And that works for her. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't mean that she's achieved less. I think that it's what you do with the time that you have. So like I'm saying, if you're working, if you have a different schedule, work with what you've got. If you can't do your morning routine in the morning and it needs to be at night, cool. You know what I mean? Like make it work for you and know what you respond to. I produce more. I put up more content. I engage more. I'm more present when I wake up early. So that's what I do. Okay. Okay, I will talk about following in a second. Yes, you do not need to be staying up until 3 a.m. Okay, so after I get through that morning routine, sorry, this is long-winded, you guys, so bear with me. I move my body. I don't care what you need to do. I don't care if you think that, you're not a worker-outer. I was not either. Do something for your body. This body was meant to be moved. You were healthy. You woke up another day. Do something with it. So for me, I go on a walk. Every morning, I go for my walk. For me, it looks like I ran a marathon because I'm so sweaty and hot, but there's a lot of hills and it's like 100 degrees. So for me, that's my workout for the day. I'll go out for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever I need to do. I move my body once I get that morning routine done. So if that means hopping on a treadmill, if that means walking your dog, if that means going... Sorry, if that means running up and down your stairs, if that means putting on a 15-minute YouTube workout, I don't care. Do something to move your body. We work for a nutritional company. Work with the products. If you need to do it at night, do it at night, but do something for yourself. I don't always want to go and work out. I don't always want to get up and do it, but I will never say that I felt bad after a workout or regretted doing it. I always feel better. So that's something that I do. At least 6 days out of the week. I sometimes take a day off, but just do something for your body after you get through that morning routine. Okay, let's take this into the rest of the day. And this is how I want to show you that you can fit it into any schedule. If you have gone through that whole morning routine, you've done all that, right? You've posted on your stories, you've engaged, you've followed up, you're active, you've maybe talked, face to face on your story. You don't need to be on your phone all day. Right? If you had like a bird on your shoulder watching everything you did on social media, 80% of the time, it's probably not productive for your business, right? You're just refreshing and looking at notifications and checking your likes on this and all this different stuff. So what I have had to learn, especially with Travis being home with me, is how to put down my phone. Because when I used to work from home and I was in my last business, I was home by myself all day. Like, he was in the oil fields. Like, I could spend all day on my phone because I didn't have anything else to do. But when you have somebody else here with you, you realize just how much you're on your phone for absolutely no reason. So that was something I had to work through, learning to check things off my list, get down my list, and then literally take my phone and put it down. And I put it down. Right? I'll go work out. Like I said, I'll come back and shower and get ready for the day. We'll go to like a lunch. I'll do something off of my phone. So if that means you're going in for your shift, right? You're working, you're taking care of your kids, whatever you're doing, it's okay to not be on your phone. I had to break a serious lack hustle mentality that I had, where I was convinced that if I was not exhausting myself on my phone, like I wasn't doing enough. And that's not the truth. If you think about it, me going on and liking 2 more people's picture or putting up a story of my dog, that's not going to make you a 200K. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's your efforts compounding. It's not these little tiny things that you think are what you have to do in that moment. You have to hustle. Learn how to put it into your day where you can sit down for 15, 20, 25 minutes and do like a list, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, be productive. So that's how I had to retrain my brain, was to stop, because I had to look and be like, am I actually doing anything? And I wasn't actually doing anything, right? Scrolling my newsfeed, I was not doing anything, but I think that we think that we're working because we work on our phone. So it like tricks our mind of like not actually realizing that like we're really not doing a whole bunch of anything. So when I do get on my phone, like, and of course I will have relaxed times on my phone. I enjoy an Instagram feed and a Facebook feed a couple times a day, and that's not me working, and I recognize that. But when you sit back down, when you have those times, if it's your lunch break, right? When I used to work retail, I would go to Taco Bell on my lunch break and I would watch YouTube videos the whole time. If I had started building my business when I was 19, I don't even know where I'd be right now, right? So take the time you do have and be productive. If you're on your lunch break, if your kid's down for a nap, if your man's doing whatever, right? If he's off at work, or he, went out or did anything, or he went to go run an errand, that's when you pick up your phone, right? And you do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 again. I'm going to get a post up. I'm going to share something on my story. I'm going to go engage again. I'm going to go grow my network. I'm going to do those different things. Okay. So learn how to do that. And to say, am I actually being productive when I'm on my phone, or am I not? Right? Am I actually doing something that builds my business, or am I not? And that's how I had to realize that 80% of the time I wasn't doing a whole bunch of anything. And I had to prioritize the work that I was actually putting in. And when you can have a checklist, it may seem silly because you're like, well, it's social media. I know what to do on social media. Get a checklist, right? Say, I'm going to go follow this many people. I'm going to engage. I'm going to reply to 10 people's stories. I'm going to put up my own story. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is what Shay did in her video. And that's pulled from a leader in our company. It's basically just giving yourself a to-do list, right? So saying, I'm going to reply to 5 people's stories. I'm going to, follow up with 4 people. It's going through and just having an itemized list of IPAs, right? Income producing activity. So have that. What are your IPAs? So you don't have to be on your phone all day, right? If you look at the time you're actually working, you can do that in a 10-minute span, a 20-minute span, a 30-minute span. And that's why I do that chunk of it in the morning before anybody else is awake in the house. And I feel accomplished. And then I know, okay, hey, if he says he's going to go run to Walmart and go grocery shopping, okay, I'm going to pick up my phone again. I'm going to go through my list again, right? I'm going to get a post up right now. I'm going to put an unfold story up. I'm going to engage. I'm going to follow, right? So that when he gets home, okay, I can put my phone down. It's okay. And then in those times, that's when, yes, I'll answer my messages and I'll, follow up with people, whatever I have to do. I also had to realize that the second you get a message, you don't have to answer it, especially if it's your team. Okay. Hear me when I say that. I am the type of person where if I see a message go off, it's like I lose my damn senses and I think that I have to answer it right that second. Like I can't control myself. I think that if I don't answer that person in that second right there, that like the world is going to crumble. Answer it periodically. Set schedules where, like I said, maybe it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have out a 10-minute period that you've carved out. Okay, this is where I'm going to answer my messages. And I will bump through those messages so fast and reply. And then, okay, at dinner time, great, they've answered me now, let's talk. Granted, if I'm in like a really good conversation with a potential and we're voice memos, like I will pour everything I've got into that. I won't say like, oh, hey, I'm going to put my phone down. I will absolutely continue that. But especially if it's team chats or stuff like that, set work hours, right? Set stuff where you'll sit down for 10 minutes here or 15 minutes and get through that. And don't think that you have to answer every single thing at one time. You're not expendable. Okay. You're a human being and you have to set those boundaries of when you're available and times when you're not. And it's okay if somebody has to wait a little bit. That's why we have resources like the team page, like the other people in the team chats. If you're not available, I'm sure somebody else is, right? So that's something else I really had to work on. But like I said, if it's a conversation with a potential, I love voice memoing. I love pouring into people. I love hearing their stories and hearing what their hopes and dreams are and telling them about this opportunity. I love that, right? So with that, absolutely, that's probably, I would say, what 80% of my work is being in those conversations. But when it comes to team stuff, when it comes to messages, set out times to answer messages. Stop being expendable because you're going to exhaust yourself. Right? And then think about the duplication of this. If you are available at all times to every single person, what is that person in your downline learning? That they're available to every single person all the time. And then it's this trickle effect. And then you look up and you all have burnout, right? You have to have those boundaries of when I'm going to answer, when I'm available, layered leadership, stuff like that. So don't exhaust yourself with that. Okay. So like I said, that's what I periodically do throughout my day. You don't need to be on your phone all day. Just hop back in for those 15 to 30-minute periods whenever you have free time and do that stuff. Get a post up, talk to your story, do an unfold story if you want that day, engage on your newsfeed, whatever it may be. Go live if you have free time. Be productive with the time that you're on it and then learn how to put your phone down, right? Because that's what you want to duplicate in your downline also. So what I'm going to go through really quick, and then I'm going to hop into the questions, is kind of my checklist of my non-negotiables every single day of what I have to accomplish every day for me to know that I worked my business, right? For me to know that I was productive. And that's not, hey, I was on my phone all day or I posted 6 times or this and that. No, this is the feeling that I need to have to know that I was productive that day and I handled my non-negotiables. Number 1 is sharing pieces of my life, my journey, and my day, right? I share my day on my story, but that doesn't mean that I'm on my story all day. You know what I mean? Like just because I did a boomerang of my nails and then getting my eyelashes done, that was a 4-hour period and I just posted 2 things. you can share your day and what you're doing and not be on your phone all day. So that's what I like to do. I like to let people inside my life. People are nosy. People love to watch. Like, I love to watch other people's stories. They like to see what stupid thing my dog is doing that day, or what I'm eating for breakfast, or what I'm mixing with my shake that morning, or what my plans are for the day. I love to just share a part of my day. So whether that be just sharing my day on my Instagram story, whether that means I opened up about something I've been through, my journey, my life, right? Connecting with people over something. In one way or another, I need to showcase the product every single day. That may just mean showing it on a boomerang when I wake up. That may mean me hopping on, a hands-free thing on my story and talking about samples. It may mean me putting up a post about my weight loss journey or my product story and what I've been through. It can mean so many different things, and it's not the same thing every day, but in some capacity, every day I showcase the product. You will see the product somehow. You're not feeling sold to. It's not flashing 24/7, but I showcase the product in one way or another. And I also showcase the business, right? And I think that a lot of people get really tripped up and they're like, well, oh, I closed all my rings. They're like, well, I don't know what to post, or I'm not this rank, or I haven't made money, or I don't know you have to figure this stuff out and you have to get good at talking about it. But me showcasing the business doesn't mean that every single day I'm putting up a post, about our compensation plan or about all these crazy things or join my team or this and that. I'm showcasing a feature of it, right? So it may be an unfold story, sharing my story and what this business has done for me. It may be me talking about our free product credit. It may be me talking about commissions on a Tuesday. It may be talking about the auto bonus. It may be talking about the VIP bonus. I show these highlights. I pick one thing a day and I talk about it, whether that's a post, a story, whatever it may be. Showcase something about the business and know that that's what gets people intrigued. It's not, sitting here and me doing a full opportunity event every single day. It's just that I share a feature of the business or what the business has done for me or will do for me every single day. And really quick, that's something I want to touch on too. I get that question all the time about like, well, I haven't made money, or I haven't done this, or I don't know how to attract people in because I haven't accomplished anything. I hadn't either at one point, right? When I first started, I wasn't a 200K. I hadn't made a certain amount of money. I didn't have a rank to share with people. I shared where it was going to take me. If you go to my old posts, on every single post I put up that had Travis in it or that was about my life or anything, at the bottom of that post, you will see a hashtag that said bringing him home. Did I know that was going to happen? I sure hope so, right? That was my why. It wasn't that he was home already. People didn't think, oh, well, she's already brought him. No, they saw a girl who was fighting to bring him home. That's what I talked about. It wasn't, oh, I'm this rank and I have this money. I said, this is my dream. I know this is what's going to take me there. So even if you haven't accomplished it yet, talk about it. I had one of my girls, I think she's on her now. She's brand new. And I was having this conversation with her. Her name's Olivia. And she was like, by the way, what rank are you? And like, I loved that because she didn't join me because I was a 200K or because she thought I was some level or anything. She connected to me, right? So know that that's when people are going to get in their inbox, when they're going to join you, is when you're sharing these things, your hopes, your dreams, the things that you love about the business. That's what brings them in, is just them relating to you. So I showcase the product, I showcase the business. And then another one is conversations. As long as I'm talking to people, I'm having new people in my inbox, I'm doing my job, right? Whether that's them asking about a sample, whether that's them asking about what I do or more about my story or anything, as long as I'm talking to new people every day, I know that I'm doing my job. And if you're not, then you have to figure out what the missing piece is. And I have a video on that. It may be your network. It may be that you're not opening up enough about your story. You're not connecting with people, right? You have to see what is missing and why are people not coming into my inbox. So we have lots of trainings on that. But conversations, I know that if I talk to new people every single day, I'm doing my job. And that's something in my gratitude every single morning I write. I am so grateful for every single person that comes into my inbox today that I am allowed to share this opportunity with. Because that's the vehicle that I have, right? That's the blessing I have to give other people. And as long as I'm talking to new people and I'm able to offer this up to them and it's something that would change their life, I know that I'm doing my job. Getting new eyes on my page. So growing my network every single day. I feel like a lot of people leave that piece out or they forget about that. Growing your network is huge. It's huge. You don't have to add 200 people a day. It doesn't have to be crazy, but it's a business, right? Imagine if you were in Target and you were in there with 20 people and they locked the doors and they never let anybody else in new ever again, right? Those people are going to get bored. They're going to run out of money. They're not going to have any interest. You know what I mean? Like, you have to get new people in that are connecting with you, getting to know you, wanting, what is that product you use? What is that business? New eyes in front of you. Always. You never know who needs this. And if you can connect with somebody, even if it's not about the business, you're doing your job. So always have new eyes on you. And then, like I said, feel connected. So that's my checklist. If you want, I can take a picture of this after to put up just so that you have it. But let me go to that questions thread really. Oh, my mom was replying to my rings. I was like, what is she talking? She said, way to get it done. I was like, are you on the Zoom? Okay, let me bring up these questions and then anything. Okay, I can do that. Okay, we did have questions on adding people. I think that's also something people overcomplicate. It can be very, very simple. Add people in your area, right? You can go to locations. You can do your town. You can do the surrounding towns. You can do the stores you go to, the restaurants you go to. You can look up hashtags, right? You can look at your Explore feed. There's always stuff to look for. You have to identify who you are and the woman that you're trying to reach. And once you know that, it's very simple to add, especially on Instagram. I still to this day think that adding people on Facebook is kind of like difficult because no matter what I do, I'll always get those people and they're like, how do I know you? Because I feel like Facebook is it's a lot more warm market, but on Instagram, like, go on with yourself. Like, people, there's so many people out there. And if you're adding people that you're connected with, they're not going to question why they're adding you. Or why you're adding them. Like, I don't ever get people that are like, well, how do you know me? Or why'd you add me on Instagram? Like, they see something on my page that they connect with right away, whether that's where I live, maybe it's my fashion, maybe it's my interests, maybe it's that I'm a dog mom, maybe it's that I'm engaged and getting married, maybe there's so many things that make you who you are that when you look at your page, people can see and they're going to connect to it. So if you're adding people that have commonalities with you, then it's going to be easy for them to follow you back. Okay. Yeah. So to grow my network, I just add people. Okay, so we're getting a lot about conversations and making posts. I do have that Zoom. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called posting. I can reshare that if you guys need me to, and it goes through that. But again, I think that posting is something that people overcomplicate the heck out of, right? And like I just said, you have to get to know who you are, what makes you you, and who you're serving. And if you know that, your message is a lot simpler, right? I think that people just overcomplicate that, but it shouldn't be so complicated to share your life, right? And your hopes. I'm not asking you to share about somebody else. It's you. Do you know what I mean? But I can repost that posting one. Why do posts scare you? I'm like, tell me your feelings. I'm going to uncover this here while we're having problems. The book is The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, I think is how you say it. Okay, hold on. Let me go to this really quick. I had questions on what self-development do I listen to. When I walk is normally when I listen to podcasts. I don't really listen to them at any other point of the day, but I'll do that when I walk. And I just refinished listening to You're a Badass at Making Money. I just went through that. But if you go to like Audible and you go on the website to like buy the book or to get, I always have credits for some reason. I think I'm paying for it monthly. I really don't know because I always have credits, but you can go to like the self-development, business development. They will suggest stuff. But I just finished listening to that book. I am reading a Tony Robbins book right now. And even if you go to like the podcast app, it will always suggest stuff with like what you've listened to previously. Oh my gosh, there's so many questions. Hold on. Yes, there is an Instagram training. If somebody says, do I know you? I probably just would undo my friend request because I don't like confrontation and I don't know how to handle that. And I'm not going to be that person that like pretends to like, oh, like, didn't I meet you at Susie's wedding last year? Like that will never be me. So I would probably just slowly creep back into my hole and undo the friend request. No, I have not picked out a book for August yet. I did a vulnerability post for the first time ever today and had a great response, but then my parents called me mad because I shared too much. Well, you can tell your parents too. Because that's just not I had this issue, and I'll be open and honest about this. When I shared something the other week or so, my mom watched it and she was very, I wouldn't say she was mad, but she was kind of like, why the hell are you talking about that on social media? But like, as long as I'm not disrespecting somebody else or like airing somebody else's business or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's about me. This is my story and my journey. Like, you can't tell me whether I can share it or not. I'm here on a platform for a reason. And if you want to share something, share something. I know my mom has post alerts on me because when she was here and I posted, her phone went off and I was like, you have post notifications on. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get through these. Somebody that is completely new to network marketing, what would be your best advice? Getting in this daily routine. Nailing down a routine now. If you can do that now when you're first starting, it will change the game for you in this business. And also lean on your upline. If you don't know what to post, if you are, confused, if you want to share about the product but don't know how to, if you're working on Instagram stories, lean on your upline and say, I need you to walk me through this, right? Have that hand-holding stage. And once you get through that, you'll then be able to help other people too. 1 second. Don't jump on me. Oh, nope. No, thank you. What advice can you give to someone who doesn't have support from friends or family? Instagram. 100%. There are so many people online. You don't need your friends and family to support you to be a part of this business. My friends can attest to this. When we came out with Skin, my mom finally signed up as a customer and I about peed my pants because she has never supported me, right? She didn't talk about my business. She didn't talk about the product. She was not into it. And I've been in this industry for almost 4 years now. And she just signed up as a customer. They don't have to support you right now. Can you stop stepping on everything, Molly? Grow your network. Connect with people on Instagram. There is so many people. Think about our team, right? I don't know anybody in person like this until we started this business. This wasn't all my friends and family. You know what I mean? Like it was online. There are so many people online. And I think that this space, social media, is such a blessing. Like that's literally what our business is, right? But think about how many people you can reach. We've all come together on these teams from social media, right? We've connected and have this impact in our life. Just grow your network, right? Stay consistent on social media. You don't need your friends and family to support you. And I will tell you over time, it might be 4 years like me, but they will over time. You don't need to Photoshop your picture. No, ma'am. Okay, I'm trying to read these. How to post effectively. Okay, so this is the mindset that you have to get rid of because you're overcomplicating it. There's no secret answer. This isn't math, right? There's no formula that we can give you to say, hey, you need to do this, this, and this. If you do exactly like this, you'll become a millionaire. I wish. That's not how this industry works, right? That's not how it is. You are your own brand. You own your own business. You are your own person. There's no effectiveness. You have to figure out what you want to talk about, right? Why are you doing this? Who is the woman you're trying to reach? What are the goals you're working towards? Why do you know this is the right opportunity for you? What can this do for somebody else? Share what is on your heart, right? Share what's on your heart. So don't think, oh, I need a business post. Ask yourself, what's something I love about this business? What's something this business has done for me? What's something this business is going to do for me? What could this do for somebody else? Have those prompts in your head and go from that. How do you find people that haven't already tried Thrive or aren't already in another company? There are so many. If you think that everybody on your social media has tried Thrive or that everybody on social media has tried Thrive, no. Not even close. Grow your network. I promise you that especially in the network marketing space, Thrive is a baby. And I would say 8 out of 10 people that I talk to have never heard of it, never tried it. So you definitely need to grow your network and work on branching out, and also make sure and double check that that's not a mindset thing with you, that you're thinking that, because you're going to have to clear that up if you want to reach new people. Hold on. Okay, when you go on vacation or for a me day with my kids and husband, do you stop business that day or how do you work it in? we were talking like a whole day at an amusement park or beach, would you say, okay, today I'm signing off, or find a way to fit the business into your busy yet fun day? So this is a really good question. I get this all the time. Like, what do you do when you're on vacation? You know, do you take days off? Do you do this and that? And yes, I do take days off. I don't take days off all the time, just because I have a very unique situation, right? Like I don't have kids yet. I am home full time with my fiance, which if you know him, it's like having a very large child a lot of the time, but I don't have those responsibilities of having kids, right? Like I have me time. I have time where I can take a bath. I can take a long shower. I can go run an errand. I can go get a manicure. Like I have a lot of time freedom right now, but I know that it's not always going to be that way. Right? I'm not naive to think that my life is still going to be like this when we start having kids. I know that things are going to get a lot busier and they're going to get a lot crazier. So at this point in my life, I try to work as much as I possibly can for those days or that are in the future that I am not going to want to, right? When I'm going to want to take that time off, when, you know, we are having kids and we're home with them, it's going to be a different schedule. But for right now, I personally try to see this as, the season where I'm grinding. But if you're in that season, right, where you have kids, you're doing these different things, you're allowed to take a break. You're allowed to have a vacation. You're allowed to have a day, whatever you may need. But what I've found is, especially when you establish a daily routine like I have, I can still feel productive in my business and then put my phone down and go and enjoy something, right? Like I said, like if you can wake up 30 minutes before anybody else gets up and you can get through that list, cool. Right? Put your phone down and enjoy your day. You have to listen to yourself. If you feel that burnout coming, if you feel like you haven't had time off of social media, if you feel like you need that, you're human. That's totally fine. If you take a day, your whole business is not going to crumble. And I used to think that, because literally my business would crumble if I took a day off. I don't know how that happened, but it did. It's not like this in this business. You are allowed to do that. So personally, how I handle stuff like that, if I am, let's say like I was going to an amusement park, which I don't know why I would be, but let's say that's what I was doing, like that comment said, I would probably wake up 20 minutes before everybody else, get through my checklist, start my day off right, do my self-development, do those little things. And then I would put up a story saying that I was going to enjoy a family day and that I would take pictures throughout the day and I'll post them later when we get home, right? Put your phone on airplane mode. Of course, you're going to want to take pictures of your kids and videos and stuff, but get the social media aspect out of it and take pictures and enjoy your day or do whatever. And then check back in that night. Like it's not going to crumble if you need to take a day. Take a day. I love taking my stories along with me. I love sharing the fun things that I'm doing, but you can absolutely take a day with your family and not feel like you have to be on your phone. Absolutely. Do you set a schedule every week and schedule times to wake up, relax, or take a mental break daily to refresh your thoughts? I'm really good at just listening to myself. Like I said, if I know one morning I need to sleep in, I'll sleep in, right? If I need an afternoon off my phone, I'll take an afternoon off my phone. Listen to what your body is telling you that you need, and don't freak yourself out if you have to step off your phone. If you're compounding your efforts every single day and you're doing this work, it doesn't crumble when you take an afternoon or a day off or 2 days off, right? If you're consistent, it's the majority of the time. It's just like diet or exercise, right? There's cheat days for a reason, but it's because for that entire week before that, you were exercising, you were eating great. So if you want to go out and have, a treat or dessert or pasta or something, it's okay. You're not going to gain 20 pounds, right? It's the same thing. As long as you're consistent and it's a routine, take your breaks when you need to, sleep in if you need to, right? Take your time off your phone if you need to, but just know that the majority of the time is what you have to set with your discipline. And I think that that's something I've gotten down. So when I do have those times I need to be off my phone, it's fine because my efforts are compounding because I'm consistent every other day. Okay, let me get through these really quick and then I will end this because I know this is going really long. How do you approach people who cold message you from It Works? Do you engage with them? Yes, I do. I will probably say there's probably a couple people on here that first got in contact with me from cold messaging me from It Works. And number one, I always say to have grace. I know that it's annoying. I know that it sucks. I know that it's crappy to open up your phone and always have a cold message, but I used to be that girl. And it wasn't because I had bad intentions. I was just young and immature. And they told me that if I did that, that I would have a successful business. So I did it. Right. So I always try to have grace with people. But I also always open up about my story. So normally I ask them if they're with It Works because 9 out of 10 times they are. And then I will say, okay, awesome. I will say that I used to be with them. I used to have to send these same cold messages. And it was a big reason why I walked away 2 years ago because I was exhausted from them. And then that will spark the conversation to open up and then to say, oh, like, what do you mean you don't have to cold message? Like, why did you leave? It's not that I'm trying to like spin it per se, but a lot of people don't know that you can run a business without cold messaging. A lot of people don't know that other people also feel exhausted just like they do. So I don't ever like kick them out of my inbox and am rude. I have grace with them and I just tell them part of my story. And 9 out of 10 times they turn into a potential and they open up to me about the way that they feel. Okay. So I feel like I got through these. I hope that this was helpful. I will take a picture of this. Like I'll scan it into my phone so that I can send it to you guys and post that up. But I hope this was helpful. Like I said, just establish a routine. If you can knock these things out, you don't have to be on your phone all day. Get a schedule, write down your non-negotiables, and just get through it. Do your chunk in the morning and then hop on at lunch for 30 minutes or after dinner for 30 minutes or once your kids go to bed, and you can still be active and productive and build a business without exhausting yourself all day long. So I hope that you guys have an incredible night, and I will post this recording later. Bye.